it seemed like early on, focus was really get it inside and get some easy looks in the paint and around the rim, and you were very successful at that, whether it was you or anybody else. If you got there, you score.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of how our offense works. We really do like to kind of get those inside looks, and people like shaping off of a screen or just posting up if you have a mismatch, and they were switching a lot early. So I guess for the bigger kids, it was advantageous for us. Yeah.
So is that just a flow thing? If you see it, that's where you go, and
Yeah.
it's just kind of how the offense moves?
Yep.
Madison, what were some of the things that you thought the team did well? Like, obviously, you came into this game looking at the records, especially when you're at home. It's a big favorite, but it did look like you came out offensively, especially, and really had a nice start.
Yeah, we just had to look past like their records and stuff, and knew we had to come out strong, especially against NDSU. We looked at their record a little bit, and I think we came a little flat. So even though they had maybe 8 girls on their bench, we knew we had to come out with a lot of fire, and defense was a main focus tonight. And I thought our team did very well in that.
Allison, talk about that defense. Third game in a row, you've held the team under 60 points. Is that kind of a point of pride at this point?
I wouldn't say that necessarily. I think we all know we could have done better today in defense, keeping them out of the middle. We kind of struggled with that the second half. It's something we still need to focus on, and I think if we keep working, we can keep a team under 60 points. So hopefully through more practices and more concentration and watching some film, we'll learn how to stop some of those penetrations to the middle.
Allison, is it, I don't know what the word would be, is it fun knowing that you got 3 games at home here and you started it off the right way?
Yes, it's I think we're all looking forward to it. The home support, you just can't beat it. We go to some schools and it's, even the other school, the school we go to, they don't have the fan support we have, and to come home, it's a huge relief, and just to be at school, in your bed, be just at home is a great feeling. So.
Abigail, comparing to last year, and I know we've thrown these questions at you, especially with this great start for your team, but going into this year and having all those excellent teammates gone, are you surprised at all by, you're 17-3 now?
I guess not particularly. I don't know. I think we've last year our depth was huge for us, and I think that was no secret to anyone. The whole roster definitely could contribute, and there was obviously our 5 leaders who did exceptionally well. But I think in the beginning it took some ironing out, and it takes a lot to work into those roles. But I think I knew that we could definitely do it.
Just the personality of the team, and I'm not talking about specific personalities, but the overall personality of the team. How is it different from last year?
I don't know. I guess something that I think has actually kept from last year is just our willingness to buy in and our perseverance. And that is something that this team has had for years and years before I've been here. So I think that's been huge to our success.
Allison, did you kind of sense that too, that maybe that core feeling, however you define that, survived wholesale changes in the lineup plus a new coach?
I agree completely. I think from what I learned from last year, and I came when I was younger and watched games here too, you could just tell like the atmosphere. You can just tell in the group of girls that came before us, they instilled this desire to want to do well, and I think it stuck with us. And I think a lot of people probably had their doubts on this year, and I'm not gonna lie, I did too. But who wouldn't? New coach, like a whole new roster. It was a big change. But I think with this group of girls, we all kind of locked in, focused on each other, and we're like, you know what? I got your back, you got mine, and let's just go play. So.
Allison, for you, a lot of changes. Be it you had, your older sister Bridget on the team, and somebody you played a lot of basketball with. How much does that maybe ease the transition?
I would say last year, she helped me through everything and helped me get to this year. I think, honestly, all the seniors have done that for all of us. I give the seniors probably the most credit out of anyone, because it's not easy to come into a program, be here for 4, 3, I guess some of them only 2 years, and then adjust to a new coach. That's a big change, and for them to be willing to accept that is like a huge, that's why we're successful right now, is because of our seniors. And they're the ones that, I mean, any one of us younger girls could have an off game, and they're the first ones to pick you up, first ones to cheer you on. And I give all our success and credit to the seniors because they're the real stars.
Allison, given what happened in Fargo, any extra motivation going into this next one? You got some time, a lot of time to get ready for it. Maybe that's an advantage. So like you said, you're at home, so all that's kind of playing into your favor. But I'm sure you wouldn't mind avenging that one.
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, I think we're a whole different team than we were the first time we played Fargo. We focused way more on defense. We did not have a good defensive performance down there. And I think we really have changed as a team and have come together. So I think it's going to be a whole different ball game.
Abigail, do you draw a parallel? Because she mentioned the kind of the refocus defensively and how much has changed since then on that end of the floor in particular. But do you see the parallel between last year when you guys went to Fargo, kind of struggled defensively, double overtime, snuck out with a win, and then all of a sudden you went to state, and from that point forward it was a totally different team defensively. I mean, it's kind of ironic and maybe just coincidental, but at the same time, it's kind of hard not to look at and say, wow, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's a very, very strange coincidence, but I mean, maybe it's not. NDSU, they're a good team, and they'll definitely exploit you if that's your weakness, and sometimes that's what it takes for you to realize that's something you really got to work on. So, yeah, maybe a bit of a blessing in disguise because it's somewhere we've definitely improved since then.
If you could pinpoint one or two things, what do you have to do better against them defensively than you did the first time?
I think just in general, our help side rotation, I think that was kind of big for us, and obviously getting out to shooters too. They killed us on 3-point line last game, so those would probably be the two biggest things.
Any other questions?
Yeah, Madison, new career high for you tonight. What do you think of your role as kind of that bench for the team?
I think I'm just there to make like a little spark to the team, just for our defensive especially. Even though I had my career high, I got to look past it and focus on the next game. I'm there to help out the rest of the girls, and we just work as a team, and they were maybe focusing more on them, and it was my time to step up. But it's another game, and we just got to look past and get ready for the next one.
First of all, I think that's a really good win for our kids. I thought we really battled. We came out of the gates. We started really fast. We attacked. We got to the rim. We got some really good opportunities offensively. Defensively, I thought we were pretty solid through most of the game, but we fouled them too many times. So it's something that we've got to work on and continue to get better. I thought the crew that was in at the end of the game probably did the best job defensively, and was really proud to see us continue to get better as the game went on.
Were there things in particular that you really like to see them do better?
Well, I think the one thing primarily is we would have liked to contain their penetration a little bit better. I thought they got to the rim too many times on us, and then when they got to the rim, they got some opportunities to get to the free throw line. At the end of the first half, I thought they did a really good job. Fort Wayne did a really good job getting some offensive rebounds, some loose balls, and again, that resulted in getting to the free throw line for them. So an area that hustle plays are important for us, containing penetration is really important for us. So those are areas we've got to get better at.
Just having 3 in a row here at home, what's that feel like for you?
After our 5-day vacation during the season, our 5-day road trip, it was a little bit long. So really good for our kids to kind of get back into a flow at home. And, we have a couple days now where we can practice and really focus on us, and we haven't had that in a really long time. So that's really nice too. And then our kids have the weekend off so they can kind of get a break and then get focused back for our next home game against North Dakota State.
Anything extra going into that one, just trying to avenge disappointing performance up there against us?
Well, I think our kids have really played with a great urgency since that game, a greater urgency, and probably more so, not that we didn't play hard, because I thought that we did, but we're a lot more aware defensively. We've gotten better since that game on the defensive end.
Overall, I mean, we
Right,
talked
overall.
about that money, that defensively that you were doing some things and figured some things out, and you kind of alluded to a little bit there, but do you feel like that progress continued tonight?
I do. I think that Fort Wayne is a team that is really tough to guard in a man-to-man, and just about every team that has guarded them has given up opportunities around the rim or kick-out opportunities because they're just so aggressive. They get to the rim so well that at points in time during the course of the game, as a coach, we talked about it. Coaches, we talked about it. Should we go into a zone just to take away penetration? And yet, we want to continue to get better at working on us at this point in time. So, what we could have done is gone to a zone to try to take away some of those opportunities, but we were kind of stubborn and wanted to really work on how do we continue to get better.
Dumb question of the week coming up here. In October, did you think this was a 17-3 team?
Well, what's really impressive about this team is that they've continued to find ways to improve. You know, I think just there are little things with our kids continuing. Some kids are becoming more versatile in terms of shooting the ball a little bit more, maybe attacking the rim a little bit more than they used to defensively. It took us some time to figure out who we are and what we need to do so that we can defend better. So the great thing for them is they've continued to be coachable, and that needs, you know, to still stay there. Is we need to continue to be hungry so that we can be playing our best basketball in a few weeks. And we're not quite there yet, but we've had some really good stretches. We've played well on the offensive end at times. We played well at the defensive end at times. Now when we put it together, it should be kind of fun.
I know you can't project any level of being satisfied with how things are going, but
That's called coaching, yes.
the situation remains that you lost 5 starters and you're a new coach and you're 17-3. I mean, that doesn't happen very often in this sport, at least in this conference. It doesn't happen. Do you have any feelings about the process up to this point and how it's worked out as well as it has?
Well, we really, that's what we focus on is the process. We're talking about always building, and each practice, each game, we focus on where are we getting better, and we go back on film at times and show some of those things so our kids can see it and feel it. You know, not just the end result if it was a good or bad, but here's where we're getting better. Here's where we can continue to get better. I think that's what has been really fun about this group is that, you know, when we're not looking at any one game or any one time, it's just a matter of what do we do right now? Do we need to do a better job getting ball pressure? We need to do a better job boxing out? Do we need to do a better job keeping them off the free throw line? What is our focus, and what is something tangible that we can work on? Finishing around the rim, you know, hitting open shots. How do we want to screen? Those kind of things. We've been a team that has scored it more efficiently early shot clock than late shot clock. You know, are we a team that can continue to work on some of those areas? And what's been good about this group is that they've continued to look at those as ways for individuals to get better, but for us to get better.
Does it sink in, and do you ever just ingest a box score and just look across at Allison's production just in every single category? I mean, does it even surprise you anymore to see her? I mean, it's just so well-rounded.
Yeah, she does an awful lot. She does an awful lot on the offensive end for us, and I think that's what you see a lot of times, but she also does an awful lot for us defensively, and whether it's finishing plays, rebounding. You know, Kira has been someone who has handled the ball for us a lot this season, and that puts a lot of weight on her shoulders as a freshman. You know, Madison, McKeever, and Allison are both kids that do it a lot for us as well. And I think those kids have really shared that responsibility and done a really nice job with it. I mean, I think it's the best part about, you know, coaching those kids is that if they have the ball in their hands or they don't have the ball in their hands, they're able to be a threat. And I think that's what makes them somewhat difficult to guard. Kira's a kid that can post up and score if she doesn't have the ball in her hands, but she's a kid that even at times if Madison or Allison have been handling it, she may be a kid that we use as a post player to set a ball screen, and now it's a very different type of a look. So I think all those kids have done a really nice job handling it on the perimeter. JC has just been really, really solid offensively and defensively. I was really excited to see her take the ball to the basket, and had some really nice takes to the basket today. So I think all those perimeter kids kind of share the responsibility of handling it, distributing it, making a lot of good things happen for us.
What's been maybe the biggest growth area for Allison? She was a kid who didn't play a whole lot a year ago, and this year you've seen the production.
Well, she's a kid that I think from this summer was someone that going into the games in Australia was someone that we probably had the ball in our hands a lot early on, and then when we had it in someone else's hands. At that point in time, it was Jasmine Trimboli for us, Madison McKeever, Kira a little bit, and we got to see where Allison was really, really exceptional at catching the ball on the move, not having to handle it all the time. Now when kids are closing out, getting to the rim. And I think that's probably one of her biggest growth areas, is that this summer when she caught it and penetrated, she did a really good job if she could get to the rim clean and get all the way there, but had to learn how to make decisions. Kids come over and they help, they double her, and I think that's an area where she has done such a good job of making some of those decisions. In the Omaha game, JC got a huge rebound at the end of the game, tie game. Allison came up with kind of a loose ball. JC was trying to get it to her. Allison took it to the rim in transition, kind of hesitated, waited for a little bit, and then all of a sudden went right to the rim and made a really good decision. So she is a kid that has the ability to put the ball on the floor and attack you and make a lot of good things happen in a lot of different ways. Score it, pass it. And I think that's probably her biggest growth that we've seen, is in making those decisions and understanding when to do what.
Any other questions?
What could you say about the growth of like J.C. Bradley? I mean, it's a very similar question.
Right.
I mean, going from very small, reserve role last year, going to one of the highest, second highest scorer, and I believe one of the highest minutes played.
JC's playing great basketball, and what I'm really excited about for JC is that she's shooting the ball well, yes, but she's doing so much more than that. I think she's a kid that has been a very good rebounder in a lot of games for us. She, in a lot of big games for us, has come down with 5 or 6 defensive rebounds. That's really, really big. She's a kid that, when you see she gets the ball on the block and can score it with her back to the basket. That's not typical for a kid who's known to be a shooter. And she, again, tonight, I thought she did a great job of, teams want to take away arc shots from her because she's shooting it really well, and she got into the lane and made some really good decisions. She had 2 or 3 really good takes. So fun to see her development on both ends of the ball.